right, what's up, everybody? I won't take too incredibly long this morning, but I want to give you some outside-of-the-box perspective on real estate and kind of go over some things I'd like to share with you this morning. So let's get started. The first thing is if you're going to be in any kind of sales, you're going to need an angle. Real estate is no different. There's real estate agent office everywhere, right? Like every city you go to, there's more than one. There's a bunch of agents. We're the largest association that there is in the entire country. There's lots of us, right? So people have a choice. So if you're going to be a successful agent, you have to have some sort of angle. Just like if you're going to be successful in sales, you have to have some sort of angle, something that makes you stand out from everybody else, something that makes you have something that's desirable to the general public that no other agent has. For Kristen, that might be Homes for Heroes. For whoever has a specific knowledge in the neighborhood. For Brandon, it's obviously having the REO portion of everything under control and on lockdown. But you need an angle. See, with the REO side, that's obviously a really good amount of bait, just like it says on the sign in front of your building. Stop by and ask us for a list of foreclosures. A lot of people are interested to that stuff, not just homeowners and home buyers, but investors and everything else. You know, whoever gets into really serving the military in y'all's area, that is a good angle to have, right? Someone that specifically knows how to deal with vets, specifically knows how to get the grants that vet needs, how to get all of the things in order. Someone that has that expertise, that's an angle to have in our business. Understanding a neighborhood and being an expert on a specific neighborhood is an angle to have as well, especially if it's desirable. We know that we set up this Gulf Breeze page a few days ago, haven't even ran an ad to it, and have a lot of interaction on the page already, which shows me that there's a need in that community for what we can do and for someone to show them the houses and have expertise. So if you're going to be in sales, you need an angle. There's two things I want to talk about today. Besides, I want to talk, the angle that you can come up with, which we just covered a little bit. And then I also want to talk about something called tripwires, so that you guys can be on alert. Because as I said last week, this is like the time of year where it slows down a little bit, but we're not going to slow down. We may slow down production-wise, and I'm not giving you an excuse, but we will not slow down work-wise. That way, when, just like ants, they store their food up for winter, we're going to store our food up during the winter. That way, when January, February rolls around, especially when beach and house season rolls around in the Pensacola area, we're like ready to go, and we're the ones capturing the marketplace. Now, I would challenge you to think what angle do you have? What can you use as an angle? If you already have expertise in the area, if you're already good at something, how could you let the public know that you're the go-to person for that? See, oftentimes we say, well, you know, I'm really good at this, but I don't know that many people that need this. But you know what? We have social media. We have referrals. We have people that need that expertise just because you don't know them right now. If you knew everybody who needed a house right now, you wouldn't need leads and you wouldn't be doing the things that you're learning through this, right? Just because we don't know somebody doesn't mean that they don't exist. But until we start making that offer, until we try to make the public aware and get the word spread, that person won't know that they need you either, right? It's perfect strangers. So I challenge you to think of what it is that you could use as an angle. What is it that you offer that no other agent offers? What is it that makes you the person that they should use when they're in this situation? Because once you get clear on what it is that you can do, once you get clear on what it is that you can do, and then once you get clear on who it is that you can do it for, guess what? Those people start to show up pretty regularly. Because we live in a world of confusion. We live in a world where people are unclear. The language we use is very vague. People don't have intent like we talked about last week, right? We live in a vague place. Everybody's like an avoidance of something. So when you are a person that stands out and has clear vision, a person that has clarity on what you can do and who you can do it for and who you can't do it for and what you can't do, then people say, I understand with 100% clarity what it is that Kimby can offer me over here. And if I run into somebody that needs that, I now with 100% clarity know that she is the person to introduce them to. But oftentimes our offers are clouded. I posted a video back there in the Sales Talk group yesterday with Kevin Nations talking about offers. You guys should watch it. It's in the Sales Talk with Sales Pro group. Kevin's been a mentor of mine for multiple years now. We talk on a regular basis. He's a great guy, very intelligent individual. It's a 5-minute video, totally worth watching. So get clear on what it is what your angle is, what your area of expertise, right? what it is that you can do, who you can do it for, who you can't do it for or don't want to do it for, and who you can do it. See, oftentimes you guys may be complaining about a $30,000 house, but you're putting out to the universe and your offer is that is what you want. And even though you don't want it, you're saying you don't want it, you're still putting out the motions and doing the actions that attract it. The next thing you know, you got another $30,000 house and damn it, you can't seem to get rid of them because you're stuck in that cycle. But once you get clear on what you do want and you don't want, then guess what? You're clear on what you don't want. So if that's what you don't want, you avoid it to keep going forward and getting what you do want. Confusing as hell, I know. I said it. Let's take that in for a minute there. You've got to do something that makes you stand out from every Remax, every Exit, every Keller Williams, and every other brand name that we all know out there. Those brands, they have exposure. They have people see them on TV. They know them because they're in every marketplace everywhere. You guys are a boutique agency. Even the guys over in Texas, they're a boutique agency. So there's got to be an angle with you guys that makes you better. For example, here in Dallas, we have a guy named Rogers Healy. Rogers Healy, his angle is that he knows Highland Park and University Park like the back of his fucking hand. He grew up there. He knows everybody there. He knows how to make deals. He's got the connections. That's his whole thing. And he runs that area. He runs it. There, every billboard that you see on any major freeway that runs between here and any billboard space, I should say, that runs between here and the tollway in Dallas, Rogers has got his goofy looking ass face plastered on there, right? You drive up and down Beverly Drive, which is nothing but $5 million plus mansions here in Dallas. The signs for sale are him. He's taken over. There's been a lady running that area down there, claiming her expertise, Allie Beth Almond, for decades now, and Rogers is coming up on her quick if he hasn't already passed her, and it's really impressive to watch. Why? Because he stepped up and decided that he didn't want to fuck with Holmes and Garland anymore. Right? For the Pensacola crew. That's just the normal side of town. There's nothing wrong with Garland, it's just the normal side of town. It's not Highland Park. It's not wealth. And he had to get clear on what he didn't want to do in order to get clear on what it is that he did want to do, and that was focus in his expertise. So his angles, the reason why you don't use Keller Williams, the reason why you don't use Remax with him is because he knows that shit and everybody in that shit because he is that shit, and that's why you should use him. But if you guys don't get clear on what it is that you want to serve and who it is that you want to serve and what you want to do, then you'll never get what you want, right? Because you won't know what you want, so you'll never get what you want. You'll never be satisfied. I got clear in the beginning of my career that I wanted to work with investors. That was my angle as a mortgage guy. I knew that investors were easier to work with than real estate agents. They generally did more business than real estate agents, which, an investor may buy 5 or 6 homes a month, and in their network may buy 5 or 6 homes a month. They were great referral sources for me as a loan officer. And none of the other loan officers were really dealing with it because it took a lot of extra knowledge to know how to do these investor deals and get them bought by the GSEs, right? Well, the good news is I took my time and became an expert in that field and started going to these meetings and said, dude, I'm the guy that knows all this shit, how to make it work. And I got really busy with investors because I got clear on who it is that I wanted to work with and who it is that I could help. So that's lesson 1. Lesson 2, we're only 9 minutes in, too good, so we'll be done right at about the 20, 30-minute mark. Lesson number 2 is you guys need to decide what the tripwire is that signals that person that would signal a person to need what it is that you can do, that angle. So if you're a person, let's say, working the veteran angle out there in Pensacola, a tripwire would be someone relocating, right? Then it would be someone relocating to that area because they're going to need housing, right? Because there's a captain, right? It would signal someone getting X rank. I don't know how the shit works out there. But there's a tripwire of signaling that if you're going to work for vets, there's something that drives them to Pensacola or something that causes them to sell their home that you could get in with. Let's say the captain's in charge of, I know no clue how this shit works, right? Let's say the captain's in charge of who has to move. And so you get in good with the captain, then all of a sudden you're the expertise with the vet so that he trusts you. And in the meanwhile, you get to list everybody's house that needs to relocate and sell their shit because they're going to Reno where the UFO stuff is. Right? That's what they do after Blue Angels, right? Like after Blue Angels, you fly like spacecraft. That's what I always assume. They like go to Area 54 and they're like, those are the guys that like at nighttime here in the high rise, you're like, what in the hell? I have a telescope too, so I see all sorts of crazy shit, right? Because I'm just paying attention. And, I'm like, that's what the when you get retired as a Blue Angel, you fly a spacecraft. It's just that simple. In all seriousness, you have to find a tripwire that is a signal. So once you're clear on what it is that you can do, once you're clear on who it is that you can do it for and who it is that you can't do it for and what you don't want to do, the next thing you have to do is figure out what the signal is that says, hello, I need you to do that thing that you do so good for people like me is. For veterans, like I said, if you want to sell vets houses and help them sell their house quickly so that they can transfer seamlessly because we know they don't make a whole lot of money and they're serving our country and they got a lot of other fucking stressful things in their life going on right this second than them wanting to deal and sell at the house, right? But you can make that transition smooth for them. The signal would be who's getting their papers to get relocated, what are orders or whatever they're called, right? That's the tripwire. Another tripwire is for people like, let's say you're in Gulf Breeze and you want to specialize in that little area there of beautiful high-end homes, right? And very few and very exclusive, a highly desirable side of town. A tripwire there would be that somebody might sell their house because they're having a garage sale. So you join a garage sale group on Facebook. If they don't have one in Gulf Breeze, make one because I promise you that shit will be popular. Garage sales in Gulf Breeze, that should be a Facebook group right now. I can't even believe that we haven't done that. I would check and see if there already is one. If there already is one, join that shit and get active in there. Ask people why they're selling their stuff. What makes you sell that? Oh, sweet. Well, you know, we got this like listing agreement thing that we can do with you. Sell your house, blah, blah, blah. Go through your sales process with them. Where are you looking to move to? Why are you looking to move? We can make that easy for you. If you're looking for a tripwire, if you're doing a program and you decide that you want to work with the police, what's a tripwire? A sign that a police officer is about to buy a house or a police officer is about to need to sell a house. A promotion, expansion of family. Again, you get in with the tops of the department, position yourself as an expert, tell them why you're the go-to person for police because of X, Y, Z reasons. It doesn't matter. It could be small business owners, could be investors, it could be anything. It doesn't matter. You just have to figure out what your angle is. And the next thing you do is once you decide and you're clear on your angle and your destination of what you're going to do with this stuff, the next thing you do is you turn around and you look for, okay, what's a signal? Well, I guess there's really twofold that you would look for. Where would these people be? And what's a signal that they might give out that I could pick up on to know, like, boom, that's when they need me. I come to their rescue. Oftentimes it's, social media. It's the easiest place to find people. If you're trying to get into the military, things of that nature, you can reach out to them by email. Oftentimes it's first name, last name, at whatever, military.mil, right? The name of the branch that they're in. Generally what it is. Now, it depends if their name's like John Smith, you might have some problems. You can always look people up on Facebook by their names, by where they hang out. And you say, well, where would we find a bunch of vets? There's Facebook groups for veterans. There's probably Facebook groups for Pensacola veterans. If not, make one. If it doesn't exist, you have the power to create. We make humans. Right? We duplicate ourselves and make humans. Pretty damn easy to push a button and make a Facebook page. If it doesn't exist, create it. Then own that shit. The thing is, just because you build something doesn't mean they'll come. The whole Field of Dreams thing's bullshit. Right? Because if they don't know where it's at, they'll never come. Like, let's just be real about this. This dude built a stadium in the middle of a field, and he's like, traffic just arose, right? Well, that's not how it works in the real life. This building I'm living in, if it was in the middle of Greenville, Texas right now, nobody'd be living in it. Nobody'd want it. They had to put it where traffic saw it, where it became a desirable part of town, where people know where it's at. Same with the Facebook group. If you build it, then you've got to promote it. You've got to make sure that other people are promoting it with you. Engage in there. All of that stuff. Once it's built, and it's built in the right place, and you get it in front of the right eyes, then they'll come, they'll invite their friends and everything else. So, recap on what we've got today. I ask each and every person hearing my voice right now to take some time over the next couple of days, not weeks, next couple of days, and define what it is that's your angle. Again, to just hammer this point in, what is it that you want to do, and who is it that you want to do it for? This is something that you enjoy, something that you like doing best, something that makes you an expert, something that makes you stand out. You all have it inside of you. I feel Kristen overthinking right now already. But you all have it inside of you. It's just a matter of getting clear on it and creating an offer around that. I'm a real estate agent who specializes in XYZ for XYZ people. The perfect offer, what I call the irresistible offer, is simply give them what they want without them having to do what they don't want. If you can create an offer along those lines, it's perfect. My offer in the mortgage world when I first got started, here's how to generate an extra 10 to 20 leads a month. Grow your referral partner base by getting business from real estate agents without having to learn a bunch of technology or invest any more hours in the workday that you're already using. Because I knew that they wanted more business and they wanted to get more leads. They also didn't want to work anymore. That's an irresistible offer. I can make that happen for them. You got to make sure if you make an irresistible offer, it's not, something you can't do because it's kind of a dick move. But you need to get clear on what your offer is. Get clear on what your angle is. Make an offer according to that angle. And then get clear on what that tripwire is. What is that signal? What is the bat signal to you now that you know what your special power is? What's the bat signal that goes off that says, your special power is needed? Come save us, Bat Realtor. I promise you, if you'll take some hours, not minutes, if you'll take some hours to get some clarity, write this stuff down, whether you use Evernote, a pad, a paper, a stone, and a hammer and a chisel, it doesn't matter. If you'll get clear on this, you'll write it down, you'll make the offer, you'll get clear on it, that shit will show up in your life. If you get clear on what you want and what you don't want, what you want shows up in your life and what you don't want gets avoided. It's called magnetic attraction. I'm not a law of attraction person. I'm not a hooky religious person. You guys know me, that's not my style. But I'm telling you the way that this planet works is if you get clear on what you want in a land of confusion, not a Phil Collins song, but if you get clear on what you want in the land of confusion that we live in, people are attracted to you because people are attracted to other people that have clarity. That's how I've been able to build my entire business is they say, hey, this guy may not be for everybody, but he is 100% clear on who he is for. And so they can make a conscious decision. Yes, I like them. No, I can't stand them. But there's no gray area. And see, that's where we spend most of our lives and most of our businesses inside this gray area. And the gray area kills us. Like there's a high suicide rate in Sweden, Alaska, cold-ass places like that in wintertime because it's like gray all the time. You can't get out of that gray area. It drives them mad. When you get clear, you live in the red or the black. There is no gray. Like the right people come to you, the wrong people, they don't like you, which is just fine. It's even better. So you'll have to deal with it. So that's my sermon today, everybody. We made it right at 20 minutes. It's pretty good. I told you I wouldn't take too much of your time. I appreciate you spending time on here. I am making it mandatory that you get clear on this shit because it will help you so much in your career. It will help you so much in your life. You can use this in designing who you want for your significant other, the life, what you do and what you don't want for your kids, what you do and what you don't want for your business. This transcends everywhere. I'm just using it right now in this specific reason for real estate. So you guys have a great weekend. Go sell some houses. And again, thank you for taking some time out of your day to get on here and spend it with me. I'm not thanking you for the time. I'm thanking you for the fact that you believed in yourself enough to get on here, get this knowledge. Now it's your turn to go take action with it. Have a good weekend.
The moderator has left the conference.